Hey y'all, I'm Paula Deen. Today's show is all about beans, beans, beans. You know, beans are tasty and a healthy food that's often overlooked, but not today. And did you know that you can grow your very own beans right in your garden? Today I'm going to show you how. So first up is my apple baked bean casserole that's just fabulous as a side dish or even as the entree. And then I'm gonna be making us a black bean salsa dip that's just perfect. And then next up is a buttery and delicious green bean casserole. And then finally for dessert, I'm baking peanut butter cake. Bet you didn't know that peanuts are beans too, did you? So stick around and enjoy this wonderful cuisine of beans. I can see my grandmother now out in her garden. She always made sure that she didn't plant her beans when the soil was below 60 degrees. And if you want a fall garden, she always planted a fall garden too. You plant those 10 to 12 weeks before the first frost is expected. As I'm standing here looking, I see some bell peppers that need picking. I've got 2 nice bell peppers, and I've got some red leaf lettuce. I just adore red leaf lettuce. It's such a tender lettuce. I love my garden. This red leaf lettuce is just beautiful. But we've had some rain and dirt has splattered up on it. So I'm gonna have to make sure I wash it real good. But I'm just gonna sit it over there in the sink and give it a little squirt of water right now to keep it going. Because today is Bean Day. In fact, I heard somebody a while ago kidding around. They were saying, Paula Deen, the Bean Queen. And I'm gonna start with an old traditional dish, baked beans. So we're gonna start with 2 cans of Boston baked beans. They're called Boston baked beans because the recipe came out of Boston. All right, we've got our beans in here. Now we're gonna add some diced onion, some brown sugar, some mustard. Now the surprise ingredient in this recipe is a Granny Smith apple. And the reason I'm using a Granny Smith is they'll hold their shape, has a wonderful texture to it. Now here on this next step, you can add bacon fat, or you can just put your bacon on top of your beans. And I think that's what I'm gonna do because I love bacon. All right, I've got my casserole dish here and now I just wanna spray our pan. Okay, so all we're gonna do is dump our beans into our casserole dish and we're gonna top it with our bacon. Just like this. Doesn't that look delicious? Now if you wanted to, you could take the scissors and snip your bacon into bite-sized pieces so that everybody would get their own little piece of bacon. But I want to show you another way that I like to bake these. And I've got a little individual bean pot. So I think I'm going to just take some of these out and fill this up. And I think I'm gonna just steal a little piece of bacon because I want to show you how these come out in the little bean pot. That's 350 for about 45 minutes. Okay, in the oven. And I just love baked beans. The baked beans just go with so many things. Well, let's move down here to another one of my favorite foods, salsa. I'm gonna start with an avocado, and I'm just gonna run my knife around and give it a twist and go in and just loosen the avocado from the skin. I adore avocados. And I'm just gonna dice him up Just like this. Okay, pop that seed out of there. It does look like a big bean, doesn't it? You know, I always said that I didn't like avocados. And then I found out that they were fattening. And I said, well, I know if it's fattening, I should like it. So I went back and I gave it another try. And sure enough, I loved them. But they say they have the good kind of fat in them. Not bad fat. All right. Now I'm going to pour in 2 tablespoons of lime juice. And I'm going to add my black beans, and I've got 2 cans of black beans, a little red wine vinegar, 2 tomatoes that I've diced up, diced onion, and this is just a frozen shoe peg corn. Okay, all this needs now is a little cilantro. Some people don't like cilantro. It was another thing that had to grow on me. I really like it now. Not a whole lot of it though, because to me a little of this goes a long way. And now it's ready just that quickly. This is going to do nicely. I think I am going to add a little salt and a little pepper. Just right. Let's see. I think I'm just going to do it like this. That'll make me a nice little scooper. So we got 2 quick and easy dishes, and I have found that when young people come to my house, they'll scoff this up in a minute because they feel like they're eating kind of healthy. But look how pretty and quick that was for us to put together. And you're gonna love with your different colored chips and all the different flavors we've got going on in there. All right, now I want to check on these beans and see how they're doing. Oh, they smell so good. Look at that little individual serving there. Isn't that cute? When we come back, I'm going to dig into that because it's way too hot. But right now, I'm going to dig into this cool salsa. And when we come back, it's going to be Paula Deen, the queen of beans, cooking up a green bean casserole. So I'll see y'all in a minute. I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break. All right, we're back. And I hope y'all are hungry because it's time to taste this bean and apple casserole. This is just a different twist for baked beans. That is so good. The next thing I'm going to be making is a green bean casserole. Everybody loves them. You go to a covered dish supper, you're going to find the green bean casserole. I use those beautiful fresh green beans out of the garden, and I have cooked them in a little chicken stock until they're tender. And these are ready, so I'm going to back up over here and I'm going to drain them. Give them a good shake. And in this pot, I'm going to put, oh gosh, probably 1/3 of a stick of butter and let that melt. I can't tell you how much better that casserole is if you will saute your onions first. It makes all the difference in the world. So we're going to saute these in that 1/3 of a stick of butter until they're kind of just translucent. We just want to pull the flavor out of that onion. All right, we're going to saute those onions and the mushrooms just for a few minutes. They don't need to be mushy. And I'm going to give our beans a stir and just make sure that they're draining. All right, that looks good. And now I'm just gonna pour that liquid out of there and pour these green beans back into the pot. When a green bean is ripe, it just does not get any better. And one day maybe we'll cook up some canned green beans, but today I've got the pleasure of cooking fresh. All right, now we're gonna throw these over in here, turn off our eye, and we're gonna stir in a cream of mushroom soup. Now, most people will top their green bean casseroles with either a buttered cracker, breadcrumbs, or onion rings. Now these little onion rings, today we're gonna fold them in. Doesn't that look yummy? All right, now I'm gonna taste this and then see how it is. It's the best bean I've ever eaten. Now here, I'm gonna put these on my greased casserole dish. As I told you before, I love cooking individual servings, especially if you're just having 2 to 4 people. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, so we're gonna put this in a preheated 350-degree oven. And then we're gonna top it with cheese. And when we come back, I'm gonna make a peanut butter cake. Now, what does peanut butter cake have to do with beans, you ask? You come back and I'll clue you in. I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all. All right. Our casseroles look wonderful. Now, I'm just going to top these with a little cheese, and we'll give that a couple of minutes to melt. Because this cake I'm fixing to show you, it's so easy to make. We'll have it in the oven in no time flat. This recipe comes from my Aunt Trina. And we're gonna start by sifting our flour and our sugar. All right, we've got our sugar in there, we've got our all-purpose flour. We're gonna put baking powder in it and a teaspoon of salt. And we're just gonna sift this into our mixing bowl by using a spatula. And that takes care of that. We're gonna add 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs and some peanut butter because we're making a peanut butter cake. A little vegetable shortening. And our liquid for our cake is milk. And we're gonna add about a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, all we're gonna do is move this to our mixer, turn it on and let it go. And then we're gonna add 3 eggs, 1 egg at the time. So you can see how simple this is to have a homemade cake from scratch. I miss my Aunt Trina so badly. We were like sisters growing up because she was just 3 years older than me. But when I eat this cake, yes, I definitely think of my Aunt Trina. So just a couple more quick turns, and we've got it. Now I'm gonna very slowly lift my beaters so it'll sling all of our batter off. All right, so this is ready to be put into our pan. All right, now we're gonna spray our pan. All right, just gonna pour our batter in there, and you see it's a real thick, rich batter. Did you know that peanuts are really a bean that grows underground? And if you have to dig peanuts, that's quite a job. Nowadays they have modern equipment that come in and just dig them up out of the earth, and it shakes all the dirt off of them. All right, now we're gonna put this in the oven and we're gonna bake it at 375 degrees for about 40 minutes. All right. So in the oven it goes. Rennie smells cake. We're gonna take our casserole out because our cheese is melted. All right, so here goes our cake. I want to slip a little bite out of these green beans and taste them if they're not too hot. It's hot, but it's worth every burn. It's delicious. All right. While our cake is baking, I'm going to make our icing because we want to top our cake while it's warm and while the icing is warm. And this is my just favorite icing in the whole entire world when it comes to chocolate. And I'm going to start with a stick of butter. I'm going to add probably 2 tablespoons of cocoa. Not a whole bunch. And I'm going to put 1/3 of a cup of heavy cream. All right, and you can see that's boiling nicely. Okay, so I'm going to take that off my heat, and I'm going to add my powdered sugar in. And if you want to make sure this doesn't lump on you, you can always sift your powdered sugar, but I'm going to stick this back on the eye until that sugar is dissolved. And then I will make my call as to whether I want to add more cream, because this icing, once it sits, will get harder. Now I'm going to take this off the heat, and you can see the consistency. All right, now I'm going to stir in about 1/2 cup of salted peanuts. All right, all I need to do now is add the vanilla to it, and you don't want to add vanilla to it while it's boiling because you don't want your flavor to evaporate. So now that we've moved it off the heat, it's safe. All right, let's see if our cake is ready. It smells ready. Now, I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to poke holes in it. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to go around my cake because I want that icing to run all down in there. All right. So I'm going to pour this warm icing on this warm cake. Look at that. I'm just going to spread it all in there. But like I said, this will harden up. So why don't we have a piece now? So that'll work perfect. I love it, I love it, I love it with whipping cream. And I love it with nuts. Oh my goodness. It's the best bean I've ever eaten. When we come back, I'm gonna match the perfect bean for the perfect meal. I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break. Okay, I want to share with y'all some bean tips. They're a wonderful way to get fiber and protein. They have absolutely zero fat. Right here I have a dried garbanzo bean or a chickpea, and then I have them in the canned version. And these are wonderful to top off a salad with. And the Great Northern white bean are so good. Everybody's familiar with black beans, and they're really a great product out of the can because it does take a good while to cook a black bean, and both these beans are great in soups. And these are pinto beans. The pinto beans are great for chili. Now there's a couple of different ways if you're cooking dried beans that you can prepare them. You can do an overnight soak. You can do a quick method, which is bringing them to a boil, cutting the eye off, letting them sit for an hour. I hope these tips help you enjoy your beans because they're so good for you. Right back to where we started, I've got my green bean casserole, my apple baked bean casserole, a wonderful salsa, and right here, a fabulous peanut butter cake. So until next time, America, I want to send you love and best dishes from my garden to yours.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.